So let's just start every single episode from now on by reminding our listeners that I have a boyfriend. No, I'm just kidding. But I will talk about it every day.
Oh, as you should.
For the rest of my life. Until our Say it.
I actually... Wait.
It's the Notebook, but I don't know it. You do.
For the rest of my life.
I know. Till the day...
What are you trying to say?
When he's in the rain and they're hugging. What's the main part of the Notebook?
Till the... It wasn't over. It still isn't over. I wrote you 365 letters every day for a year. It wasn't over. It still isn't over. Jump, kiss. Sex scene. Nothing to do with the rest of my life. But you will talk about being in a relationship for the rest of your life and or not being in a relationship because that is your entire personality.
Me having a boyfriend now is my new personality. I love my new personality.
I know. I love it for you.
I love it.
But okay, let's jump right in.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because today is a question and answer episode. We do have a lot
Q&A.
of questions that came in, which we're super excited about. We just love you guys. And like, our first episode was so well received. Everyone was so happy to have us back.
And the girlies are happy for me to have a boyfriend. Like, no one has said something short. No one's like, hey, girlie, listen to the episode. Congrats. Everyone's like, hey, Mariah, I just want you to know that I listened to the whole episode and I watched it on YouTube. I am so happy for you. You deserve love. You are such an example of what I believe in. I'm just like, I can't believe you just wrote 11 sentences to me.
Yeah. No,
Thank
the way
you.
everyone writes us 11 sentences, like, people do it with me all the time, too.
I'm
and
just
it's
like,
such a
what?
beautiful...
People care that I have a boyfriend? Like, what?
And that's why we're here. We really do show up for you guys because you are our real besties. And we just are so grateful. So we do have a couple of questions that came in from you all. And we're not even going to get to all of them, which is wild. Because I feel like there was a point in time where we'd like ask if anyone had any questions. Although we were doing it in real time at those times. So we're getting better. And we're like further in advance. So, okay. Long story short, we're going to jump into that. But before we do just want to let everyone know that we did, in fact, see little words on a Love is Blind contestant.
Yeah.
And everyone has been sending them to me, and I'm sure you've been getting the screenshots too. And we do see those, but we do love that you guys send them our way because it's just fun that we're all like eagle eye for the beads.
Yeah. And I already reached out to her on Instagram. She responded, and we sent out a care package today. So she's going to get more.
No, I literally love it. I
loved her.
I love her. I love Love is Blind.
I
think Love is Blind is it's probably one of my top 5 favorite shows.
Hold on, Adriana.
When it's on, I am watching it.
Me
start to finish.
Me too.
In one night. 2 a.m. nighttime, bedtime for me.
No.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, no. I watch it in like spurts.
Yeah.
But it's love is not blind. I don't believe that love is blind. And I think that the experiment, I've been thinking a lot about this.
No, someone who doesn't believe that love is blind is definitely you.
Hell no. I get right in that pot and be like, so how tall are you?
Right. No, but that's why you are toxic.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. I'll be toxic. I'm going to get in the pot and I'm going to be like, so here's a question. And you don't have to answer it, but I'm just curious. Are you tree-like? Or stump-like? You don't have to answer it, but I'm not talking about height.
Here's a question.
I'm just talking about demeanor.
Can you easily open a cabinet above the fridge?
Just right above
How
it.
easy is it for you to pull out cereal from the top of the fridge?
What about the cabinet above the microwave?
Right. Can you dust the tops of your shelves when you clean?
Do you put the star on the tree?
Do you need a ladder to put the star on the tree?
That's all I'm gonna ask.
That's all I want to know.
And then from there, we could go into, did you toss any balls when you were younger?
Right.
Any sort of, like a little bit of this, a little bit of this. Did you ever do that? Do you still do that?
But, okay, so did you see Clay?
That's my boy. Me and Clay grew up together. Go ahead.
No way.
Yeah, went to middle school, high school.
He's from
Franklin.
Of course he's from Franklin. You want to know why? Because everyone's from Franklin. What do you mean he's from Franklin?
Yeah, we grew up together.
No wonder that he led with that same energy of like, listen, I'm just going to tell you, like, it's important. Like, are you little?
Yeah, he's like, look, you got a fat ass or what? I'm like, I know that's right, Clayton. Here's the thing about Clayton. First of all.
Did you ever hook up with Clayton?
No.
Okay.
No, we never hooked up.
Was he always like super cute?
Yeah, adorable.
He's so
we
cute
love
and tall.
Yeah, and okay, so let me tell you a funny story about Clayton.
I am dead that you know this guy.
He's the best.
Are we surprised?
No, did you watch it, Kelly? Oh, you got to watch it. Kelly's our manager, our podcast manager. She's in the room.
Everybody knows who Kelly is.
I just wanted to make sure.
It's been multiple episodes.
I just wanted to make
where
sure.
we have introduced Kelly, the Kelly of it all.
Kelly is here.
Kelly is here.
Here's the thing about Clayton. I feel bad because they are villainizing him slightly. Villainizing. They're. You know what I mean? He's actually a really nice guy, and he comes from a great family.
I don't think they're villainizing him at all. I think that they are showing such a beautiful story arc of like, he came in, he was acting a certain type of way.
Yeah.
And then he fell in love with sight unseen, and he did propose, and now he's on the other side of it. And maybe he's saying some shit about like, I would want to see you in the gym. Like, you watched all 6 episodes, right?
Oh yeah. I just want to be like, Clayton, just shut the hell up. And he'd probably be like, yo, I gotta shut up, right? Like, I've been doing a lot. Like, I'm being so silly. Like, he knows. But I really love him. I've always loved him. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
He was the face of sports at Franklin High School, maybe the middle school, but really the high school. And he was All-American. So he ran track, he played football, he did all the sports. So we had this morning show on the TV in the lunchroom every day. And Clayton made up like a rap that we all learned in our high school. And it was called Clayton Got the Sports. And it would just play on the TV. We'd all be like, he got the sports. Clayton got the sports. He got the sports. Clayton got the sports. And everybody would be like, Clayton got the sports. Clayton got the sports. And like he just like would sing all the different things. He was talking about his whatever. So now like he's Clayton got the sports. Like that's
Clayton got the sports.
He's literally Clayton got the sports. So the fact that like he's on TV, like I'm just so happy for him. I hope they stay together. I hope he's happy. I haven't seen him in a while, but if I did, we'd have the warmest embrace. He's a good friend.
Yeah.
I could absolutely text him, but I'm also just like, I don't want to be that person yet.
You should, and just be like, proud of you.
Yeah, I'm happy for you.
You should absolutely text him.
He's a good guy. So like, I'm not prepared. Like I hate the slander on the internet right now.
Because at the end of the day, TV is, the love is blind, like fame of it all is so fickle, and it's like it's a flash in the pan. You're in there and then you're out, like, and you're so the moment when the show is on, and then after the fact, like it is what it is. Like they don't last. You kind of like don't really pay as much attention, obviously, to these people unless you're like really truly in love with their love. So I'm not worried about it for them.
No,
like I think if there was ever a show that anyone should go on, it should be Love is Blind, because you get in, you get off, you get out, and like
it's
nobody is like still harping on you as though you are like a housewife of whatever. And every season you come back. It's just like one season and you're out, but you get like major attention during that time, and you're only getting what is edited of you. You're not getting the whole story. Like you're not getting all of Clayton's personality that if he's silly goofy all the time, and now you're only getting to see him getting like
but now that you know that he's like a homie, do you see his demeanor?
I gotta be honest,
somewhat is like Franklin.
I gotta be honest. Oh, totally.
And like me.
Yes, but
our body movement, our jokes.
Okay, yes, but I will also just say I had his number from the beginning as being just like a cool guy who's just like, he's just like, I don't know, he's just himself. Like he's fully himself. He's not afraid to be himself. He reminds me of just like you. Yeah. Me. Yes, fully. And I'm not offended by him. No. And I think the fact I love AD. I think what she discerned about him after some time and like really gave him another chance despite the comments that he said made me feel better about him, because it made me feel that, okay, this girl who I think is like awesome, like just what she's demonstrated about herself is so real. And so like, I'm not going to tell you what I look like, even though she knew that he would be about it. And she was like not giving anything anyway. And then all the other characters too, like I just love them. Like I think that it's a really good season of just cool, not necessarily cool, but like fun to watch couples. Yeah. And
what's another couple
dynamics
you love?
Like Jimmy and
Chelsea,
who is our girl.
You know,
hold on. Chelsea wearing little words, right? Chelsea and Jimmy, I think are one of my favorite couples, but mostly because I'm very interested in the experiment of it all. Like the thing I love this show the most about is because it is really actively an experiment. Yeah. And I feel like Chelsea, who had so much confidence in the pods and was so like she's the one who wore her Be a Light bracelet. And we really, really like her. But then she comes outside of the pods and she starts to second guess herself. Yes. And it's just I feel for her because I understand why it's happening.
Me too.
Because and you know what triggered it the most? First of all, 2 things. Jimmy, I think, is too honest for his own good and like says too much. But in a way, it should make you trust everything else that comes out of his mouth because he does be saying the truth when he feels
he
it.
does.
Like, hey,
He
I
does.
almost left yesterday. And that landed on her like a weight, right? She felt that. And that set off an immediate sense of, oh my God, he's not
he's on the fence.
this. He's on the fence, and now I have to work for something to keep him here. And so I don't blame her for how she shifted. I really feel for her because like I could imagine how that would land on me. But then secondarily, he's talking all about the relationship with, is it Jess? I forgot her name. Jessica. Talking all about Jessica and how Jessica went a little off. Like, she went a little crazy. I don't blame her for why she went crazy, but she went crazy and she said some messed up shit about like, you're going to
choke.
You're going to choke.
When she said you're gonna choke, I was like, yo,
she said you're gonna need 2 EpiPens.
I'm never gonna have to tell somebody they need to choke again because I've literally met my man. But in the past, I have probably wanted to tell men that they're gonna choke when they lose me.
Yeah.
And there are men right now that are choking. Okay,
choking.
Let me post a hard launch.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that because I do need to know when the hard launch comes. Okay. But first and foremost, I just want to finish up that thought on. Once he brought up the concept of another woman, and she now knows while on the beach that Jess brought up the looks of it all. Jess wasn't necessarily saying you're going to choke when you realize who you have versus what you could have had. She was mostly boasting herself and saying how beautiful she is, which she is.
She's stunning.
And so, but so is Chelsea. And I
beautiful.
think
I love them both.
The experiment of it all is just so delicious.
When they were sitting on that daybed on the beach, and she kept asking him, So what about this? What about that?
I want to shake her.
I felt for her.
Yeah, I just want to be
like,
like, girl.
I felt for her. And then they got into the hotel room.
But he's giving it. I'm impressed.
If you were a fly on that wall, did it not sound like me at some point?
Yes, but
asking for more reassurance. That man told you.
Yeah.
He likes you.
Let
him like you. But shall we say that a woman's intuition will cause her to keep asking? She's trying to pull something out because she does feel something's off.
Yeah, and we'll see. We'll see how it continues.
Maybe not.
I'm excited to see what happens. I just am so like intrigued.
I can't decide if it's her being like really deep in her own traumas and own insecurities that she's got to work on, or is he potentially not giving her what she wants? The camera's showing him giving her, but we don't know it all. He's a little dry, maybe not.
No, I think it's probably more so trauma and like wanting, but also she's in her own head about knowing what this other girl looks like. That and
they're about to they're all going to be on a beach soon,
and they're all going to be there together soon.
That's that future episode recap coming.
You know what? I missed it. I know, I missed it.
Adriana, something crazy goes
down. Okay, see, I'm coming from a place of I don't know what happens in the future.
Oh, so don't say it.
Who yells it out? Him?
Chelsea yells something to him.
Like what?
Well, we don't know, but I'm pretty sure.
She yells what?
You fucked her. You fucked her.
Woo! Okay,
could it be?
I
don't
know.
It could have been Kenneth in the bathroom. They could have all been hanging out in each other's. Who knows?
Yeah. We don't know.
You know how the camera,
yeah, they're good. But anyway, guys.
Oh my gosh! If he hooked up with her,
watch Love Is Blind.
And I could never be on it. And honestly, I don't believe that Love is blind. And I think it's a load of crap. And I was talking to Jonas about this yesterday, my boyfriend, and because we're both obsessed with the show. And I believe that this is the last thing I'm going to say about it. I believe that part of the experiment that I think is like silly is that not only is it love not blind when it comes to looks, but when they get out of the pods, it is so beyond unrealistic to put them on a beach and then you go to your apartment and move in together and you're already engaged and then you have a wedding. The whole experiment is unrealistic and
Mariah, you're supposed
insane.
To suspend disbelief to watch the show and be able to do the experiment. You're not supposed to think about how insane it is. No shit, it's insane. That's the point. They get engaged without seeing each other.
Oh,
no shit.
I thought like
she's like, can you believe they only lived together for a week?
I thought that like,
duh.
No, but I thought that they were just like trying to make it. The experiment is that you don't get to see your person before you're with them. But there's so much more than that. The mannerisms, that you don't get to see how they move. Like there's so much more than just looks.
Mariah, yes.
That you don't see. You also don't see if the person like farts on your head. Like it's just like too much to have to unravel.
But the point is, thank you. The point is that if you fall in love with somebody, it doesn't matter who or what they look like. But all
Mariah,
the
other shit in person matters too.
I'm gonna need you to get a little less hype about this one topic. We are in the beginning of this episode, and we do not need you out here harping on every single wrap-up comment. So here's my wrap-up comment. You want me? We're gonna wrap it up. Kelly just gave us the signal. Please do not. The wrap-up comment is, it's a fucking show. It's an experiment. We're supposed to know at the end and determine ourselves, is love blind? We already know what you think. Okay.
Love is not blind.
Yes. Nobody found
Do you think love's blind?
Nobody found that to be a hot take.
Adriana.
Mariah.
Yes or no?
I do think that you can fall in love with someone by communicating through a wall just like they do. I do think, though, that when you leave those scenarios, I think you can fall in love. Like, I have fallen. You ever fallen in love with, like, a movie a character before? Mm-hmm. You're just, like, in love with Ryan Gosling from The Notebook. Speaking of The Notebook, I am in love with Noah. Mm-hmm. Full stop. Mm-hmm. However, that's not real in the real world. So, like, in the real world, there are other implications of that. And sometimes you get the ick easier. Okay, so anyway, we're moving on. But I believe that love can be blind if you fall in love in the right scenarios. And then after the fact, you live in a remote place. And nobody ever comes in. Temptation never knocks. Okay, so moving on. The questions that we received from our community, we have split up into two different sections. There's more Adriana-focused questions and more Mariah-focused questions. So like we were planning on doing for our future episodes, we were having like 15-minute sprints for each of us to have our little moments. Mm-hmm. So if you're here for the Mariah of it all, you can fast forward. Although, you know, I'd be coming with some good thoughts too.
Yeah, nobody fast forwards. No one fast forwards.
Everyone only is here for Mariah. It's fine.
They listen to both of us. I can't name one girly.
Married, old as lactating woman with wrinkles, and it is what it is. And all y'all youngins are here for one girl and one girl only. Although now that she's wifed, you just wait. She's gonna be just as boring as I am. Okay.
And lactating,
right. So, actually, that is a question that you received.
Am I lactating?
From Ash Azevedo. Does Mariah want to settle down and have a baby? I had it on my list.
Oh, interesting. We have different questions.
Does Mariah want? This is before we posted this. No, we don't have different questions. I just added questions. Can you please
tap in?
Just be here.
In. Tell me to tap in. Tell me.
Tap in.
Okay, I will.
Okay. Do you want a baby?
Do I want to lactate? You know,
put down the hydro jug.
Sorry,
put down the hydro jug.
Sponsor us. We need sponsors.
The way the hydro jug is the only thing that matters.
Pick yours up and put it in the camera. No, or they'll never sponsor us.
Is it visible?
I hope so. Okay, great.
Okay, they don't have to sponsor us because we're already giving
them
the
job.
You
ever saw the cat emoji that's like this?
Okay.
Sponsorish.
All right.
Do I want to settle down?
Do you want to settle down and have a baby eventually?
Yeah.
Because there was a point in time where you were like, I don't really want kids.
I know.
But then you found love in a hopeless place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So there's that answer. Next.
Oh. Well, let me just say a couple sentences. Okay. I won't drag it. I think that when you do find someone, it does spark different interests in your mind that maybe you hadn't explored when you were single and disgruntled. I have been disgruntled for a long time. So it causes you to live an extremely independent life where you look at people's kids and you're like, please stop screaming. Mm-hmm. Please stop screaming. But now, like, I look at him in a certain way and I'm like, oh, he'd be like a really cute dad. Like, there are moments like that. Obviously, it's going to grow more and more and more. Today, do we want a child? Absolutely not. And do we like talk about it? No, we really don't. You know, we're not getting crazy.
You know what's funny? And I know that you're not a Vanderpump Rules person, but recent episode, Ariana Madix, who just went through the scandal. Yeah. Obviously, I walked you through it. For the first time, her whole theme was like, I'm never having kids. We're never having kids. We're never getting married. I don't want any of that. And recently, on the most recent episode, she talks about for the first time, she could see herself wanting to have kids because she's with a different partner now. And it's not Tom Sandoval, who you wouldn't want that man to be the father of your children if someone paid you. So it's just interesting that like when you find the right partner and it clicks, like for me, half of the desire that I felt of having a child, which I always felt was in me from a very, very, very young age. I always wanted to be a mom. So I probably would have done it even if I ended up with no partner. I probably would have been one of those women who went and just like put a baby in. Like I would have gone through the process of like finding a sperm
that
donor.
Doesn't strike me.
I would have done that. Yeah. Like I always wanted to be a mom. But when meeting my husband, I wanted to be a mother of his children, like tenfold. I wanted his kids. Like I wanted to have I wanted to raise children together. And like it's been, I don't know, it's just very special to see your man become a father in many ways. Like it's a very, very cool thing.
That's cool.
Which kind of could be a good transition. Last night we had like a crazy scare with Ford. And it was honestly one of the scariest moments that I've ever had, in that I just like had to have like a crazy mom intuition moment where we sleep in separate beds. Bill is with Ford in his bedroom and I'm with Jet in mine. And I was up late, like watching TV and baby's in the sleep.
Bill said you were cleaning your jewelry.
I was.
You were like dusting your new vintage items.
I was, which you're hard launching because I haven't talked about the vintage jewelry of it all. But there's something happening, which I'm excited about. And I was preparing the product, if you will. And yes, being super like, it's fun for me. Okay? Yeah. It's fun for me.
It's midnight. You're kind of
It's midnight. I'm dusting an item. I'm watching a new show on Apple TV called The New Look, which is all about fashion designers. Very cool. Like literally Chanel, Balenciaga, Balmain, all of them are in there. Balmain. I hear a sound from the other room. I think it's in my show. I'm confused by it. I've never heard it before. I go in after hearing Ford. Ford hits his head on the bed somehow because he weirdly does this thing where he sits up and then he like slams his head down forward and just like, usually he hits a pillow. This time he hit the side of his bed, so he has a cut on the side of his eye.
Oh my
Literally gives himself a black eye. And he starts crying but then goes back to sleep. And I come in there and I hear this wheezing sound from the next room. And I go to Bill. I go, is that him? And he's like, I think so. I'm like, Bill, how did you not hear this, man? He is barking to the left of you. He has a croup. He has a croup cough. It's stridor, which is the sound of noisy breathing. I could hear him from the next room.
What does it sound like? Oh no.
Wheezy.
No.
And this is my
that
baby,
like a ghoul.
not able to. Yeah, it was very spooky. So I'm like, okay, I need to like get a view of him, and he wouldn't let me. Like he just wants to be held, right? So he wouldn't let me look at his chest, and all I wanted to do was get a view of his chest. So I kept trying to turn him. He's like, no, he doesn't want to. Like he's just very temperamental. I finally get a look at his chest. I see veins. Like I see his little skin. He's got like red looking. Like it looks like his chest is doing extra work. And then he breathes in and his whole stomach retracts in, which is a clear indication that he cannot breathe. He's struggling to breathe. So I'm freaking out and I'm like, okay, going to the hospital. And I have never felt so on the brink of complete breakdown in my life, but yet also so on the nose of like, I got to get to the hospital. I got to keep him okay. I got to make him not feel like this is a really scary thing. I have to get there. We have to be really like fun about it. And he has to feel like it's an adventure. He has to I just calculated
Tapped
it all
into mom mode.
in this crazy mom moment. And I felt the whole time, I felt the lump. And I'm signing in and the woman's asking me, okay, what's his date of birth? And I could feel myself
You're like
being
forgetting
like,
his birthday.
12,
You're like, yep.
I could feel myself wanting to just break down because I'm just like, I can't believe I'm at the ER with my baby. I can't believe I'm at the ER with my baby. Like that concept was so scary. But luckily, I mean, we were at Morristown again. It's like the best freaking hospital. They just had a new wing of the pediatric ER was brand new. They bring us in. Everyone was so nice. And like they gave him an iPad. First thing we do, he walks in. Motherfucker hasn't had TV in 45 days.
Oh my God. He got blippy so quick.
The first thing we do, we walk in, he gives him an iPad. This kid hasn't had TV in 45 days because I've been trying to keep him off of it. And he gets an iPad and I'm like, you know what? Yes, you can have an iPad. And he was happy as a clam going through like watching his shows, not able to breathe. But they bring him in, they give him a nebulizer, they give him steroids, and like everything is fine. They have to monitor us for 3 hours. He watches his iPad the whole time. Bill came eventually, we had my parents come to watch Jet, and probably didn't need to do all that, but I just was like afraid of the concept of going by myself or like having to navigate it by myself, but I ended up doing it. And I just feel really like proud of myself as a mom, but also like proud of him and proud of Bill and proud of us and how we navigated it. We stayed calm. We just like made a decision and we went on our way. And I do work with a naturopath, and usually like the naturopathic method is a little different than like typical like Western medicine, like go to the ER all the time energy. But my naturopath, I had her on the line. She gave me a homeopathy that I should give him to help him calm down, which worked. And just all of it in concert together felt like I was in my pocket as a mom, right? And then we come home. He falls asleep in the car. I try to transfer him. He wakes up. Now he wants to do a puzzle. I want to do a puzzle with you. I want to pick the puzzle. So we have to do 2 puzzles in the dark to keep him from waking up. We go upstairs. He can't fall asleep. He wants me to hold him. I'm like, baby, my back is killing me. It's 5 a.m. I have not gone to sleep yet. I finally get him to sleep. I start to close my eyes in his bed with him, and Jet wakes up in the other room crying, looking for me. And I'm like, wow, like I am in it right now. It's Sunday night. Bill, we have a big week this week. We have our offsite, a lot of work. Bill's going to be here late tonight. And it just felt like all I can do is, and I posted about this weekend before all this, all I can do is be the best I can be in every moment that I'm in, and know that it's not about doing it all, but it's about doing my all and giving my all in those moments, and making sure that I feel like, even though I know tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be so tired and I'm going to have to miss the first half of the day, because I'm going to have to sleep from 5 to noon, which I did.
Yeah.
It's okay. And I'm going to not be the best CEO tomorrow morning, and I'm going to have to push the cross-functional meeting, and I'm going to miss my meeting with Bill, and I'm going to miss a couple other things. I'm going to push this podcast recording, and I know I'm not going to be the best there, but I'm the best mom right now.
You're the best mom.
And I'm giving myself that.
And you kind of like, right.
And it's a good segue into one of the questions, that a long segue, but how has becoming a mom changed your perspective on work-life balance? And that was by Alana Banana 217. Thank you for that question. And I think it's like, it hasn't. It's only made me more intentional about every moment that I'm in when I'm in it. I still work my ass off. I still am not with my kids 40 hours a week. And I think that also has more than 40 hours a week, because there are times where it goes over into the 9 to 5 vibe. But it's okay, because I love my job. I love my career. I love what I've built. I love that baby, which it is very much so my first baby. But I also very much so love being a mom, and love my children. And all I can do in each of those moments where I'm giving whatever percentage I have to give to each thing is know that I'm doing my best. And even though I don't have the best work-life balance, and that I'm not going to be, I know if I'm still running this show, I'm not going to be at every game. I'm not going to be at every recital. I'm not going to be a part of everything that they do for the rest of their lives. But I'm going to show up when I am there as the best possible version of myself. Whatever I have to give. If I only have 60% to give, I'm going to give a full 60%. And I think that's how we should all look at work-life balance. Like, yes, it's hard, but if it lights you up, and if it's what makes you tick, and you want to be at work as well as be a mom, you should feel the freedom to do both. And it's okay if you're dropping balls to the left or to the right, because ultimately one day, at least what I hope, is that my kids look at what I've built and think, wow, my mom did that. And I now feel like I can navigate difficult things, and I can juggle multiple things. If hustle is what drives you, and like if you're in New Jersey, you're probably one of those people, like we're just faster paced, like energy. If hustle drives you and it makes you feel good to get up and like beat the day, then do that and feel good about that, and know that in doing so, you're demonstrating some version of your personality, or some value that your kids will take and run with on their own terms. And I think that's okay. Like, whatever lights you up, you should really try to lean into. And so, I try to be as balanced as I can, but I understand that there will be times where I'll be overly CEO-y and overly mommy, and I'll just navigate and
well, you're
juggle
also,
the two.
there's not as many entrepreneurs who like started a business that became a big business in their parents' basement. Like, you're a very unique human being.
Well, thank you.
Different. What I'm saying is like that. Your level of what I see you as, like your level of almost like superhuman behavior, to where you could be like kind of like cleaning items at midnight while like watching a show in the background, and then you're kind of like taking forward to the emergency room, and then you're kind of like asleep at 5, and then you're kind of like back up at 12, and then you're kind of here like thinking of an idea at 1, like that. You have almost a level of like not like monster, but like this like monster energy, like monster truck vibes, where you're just like, and not everyone is like that.
Yeah, and
but
nor should you feel like you have to be.
like, but I think like if you're the extreme of hustle and mom, all of us in between, you and a person who doesn't have a job and doesn't have any kids, like, is all good in between.
Absolutely.
You are the extreme, and it's so fucking awesome to watch. Sorry to curse, but like, Kelly gave up cursing, not me. Kelly gave up cursing for Lent. That's hard.
That's amazing.
And I forgot you could even give that up. It's like such a good one, but I don't even know how to do it.
You were making such a good point.
I was saying, you are a monster. And I look at you and I'm like, if I can do even just like a quarter of momming and businessing at the same time, even a quarter of what Adriana is able to do each day, like I'm on the money.
Well, but hold on. I do want to make it clear. And thank you for saying that. I do feel that energy of like, I really just believe in giving things my all. And maybe that's my mom in me. Maybe that's the hustle culture in me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It lights me up. It makes me happy. Maybe it's the Aries in me. I don't know. However, I do have a lot of help. And I think it's very important to establish that. Thankfully, I am in a position where I can afford to have a team of 3 that navigates my 2 children and my home and helps keep it all together. I am not going to work, coming home, making a meal, making sure that everyone's clothed, dressed, getting bath time all by myself. I am not doing that. There are a lot of moms and women who have to do that. And they are who I hope I can start to contribute to that community more and more and more. Like that's a cause really, really important to me is like single motherhood and people who are figuring it out because they fucking have to, right? Now, in some ways, do I also have to figure out, are the pressures extremely high on my shoulders, not just for myself, but also for the team of 50 people that I employ and my children? Yes, I am privileged and I have this beautiful life that I have both built and been lucky enough to be gifted, if you will. Like I'm lucky that my mom made the decision to come from Mexico and absolutely nothing and find herself here and then, or work her way here, I should say, and then provide me, like almost like if she started down here, right, which she really did, and she could take herself to here, which she also really did, then I should be able to go from this place of privilege to where we're headed. And so I do feel the weight of like continuing my mother's story, if you will. But I'm really mindful, and I saw a piece of content recently of like, I know that I have a lot, right? I do believe that I worked for it all, but I also recognize that there's an element of luck of where I was where I started from that I had nothing to do with, that was very much so both luck and my mom working for it. So there's so many things that come together in concert that I just want to make it very clear to the people listening. Yes, I am in many ways monster energy, but I'm enabled to be that way because I have made the investment in outsourcing and additional help for my family that if I didn't have that, I would be fraying at the ends. And I just want to make that very clear because I don't want anyone to get the misconstrued notion that, yeah, I'm like doing it all and I can do it all without anyone's help. Everyone needs help. We all need a village. We all need to lean into somebody. And it's the people that don't have help at all and still have to do it all that my heart aches and breaks for. And I would love to be able to support. So if any of y'all have any like nonprofits that you are near and dear to your heart in that same realm, I know it's my next phase of where I want to shift my attention now that I'm a mom and I can experience all this. The answer to all of this, start where you can until you start seeing some money coming in. Then take that money and reinvest it. Reinvest it in your business. Reinvest it in your ability to run your business. And if that means hiring someone to take care of your kids at a price that can be that is affordable, right? And or going to daycare, going to other systems that you can leverage, begging your mother, right? Reinvest that in yourself and feel okay about that. Don't allow the mom shamers and the mom guilters of the world to make you feel like if you're not with your children, homeschooling them, baking them bread, and making all their clothes, that you are not a good enough mother.
Not making their clothes.
I'm sorry. We are.
People make their own clothes?
There's a shift towards this slower life and slower living. And I am a big listen, I kind of love the idea of a homeschooled situation. I don't know that I'll be able to do it personally.
You're not sewing Ford's shirts.
But you know what? When I think about myself, and I used to say to Bill, I'm like, the one thing I want to do in my future
sew some shirts
is make some Halloween costumes. I want to make
that's different,
a Halloween costume. But I don't have, by the time Halloween rolls around, I'm like, all right, what are we ordering from Amazon that's going to get here in time to put this kid in his outfit? Like,
you got to start making that Nemo outfit right now. You got to start sourcing them orange pieces of fabric.
But I do love that concept, and I would love to be.
That's different.
But the point is.
So the slow movers are making hella costumes.
People are making kids clothing. Guys, look on the internet, I'm telling you. And those are the same people that come on and say we shouldn't have to feel like we have to work as women and mothers and da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, I'm not telling you how you should feel. I'm just sharing how I do it. And how I do it is I care about my job. I care about working. I want to be out in the field, living and working, and it fills my cup and makes me feel like a person.
Yeah.
I also care a lot about my kids, but I really do love the opportunity to go to work on Monday because I need a freaking break. Okay. And that's with all the help. So I just want people to feel like they have I want to empower women to feel like if they want to do both, that they can. It's okay to invest whatever little money you're making into paying for childcare so that you can keep working because it's what lights you up. That's okay. That's all I want to say. And for those people out there for whom it's not a choice and they just have to work and figure out what to do with their kids, I pray for you. And I hope that you're able to take your kids to work with you. I hope that and if you're not, I hope that you're blessed enough to find someone who can help you. I really do. Reach out to me and maybe I'll help figure it out for you too. But
Adriana will watch your kids.
I will watch your kids. No.
She's going to start a new business where she watches people's kids at Little Words Project.
Don't
People
even
start
think
bringing
that
their
I
kids
haven't
here.
been thinking about how to make a business out of taking care of these women because I believe
and making your kids Halloween costumes here in our office. We're going to have a Halloween costume closet. And she's going to be back there with a sewing machine. You're Dory, you're Nemo.
I just want people to feel like they can build
Work
a life of their dreams.
Yeah.
Like I want them to feel like they can build a life of their dreams, and having children shouldn't stop you from feeling that way. And if the life of your dreams is making Halloween costumes and working and living from and watching your children all day, morning and night,
that's
please
great. Go do it.
that. Please do that. That's what I'm trying to say. Whatever you want to do, you got to do it. It's hard to balance, but you just got to give your all in every moment that you're in without feeling the societal pressure that you have to be the best, mom and the best wife and the best CEO and the best everything all at once, because that's impossible.
You don't have to.
It is impossible to do it all at once, but it's not impossible to do it all in spurts and feel okay about showing up where you can, when you can, as you can.
Period. You got some one-liners today. You got the liners that are one. But starting a creative side hustle.
Speaking of, my mother just called me. Let me just quickly call her back because it gives me anxiety.
Smart.
She is with both of my children at this current moment.
One was just in the ER.
One was just in the ER, right.
That's very fair.
Hi. Baby, you want me to come home?
Yes.
Let's FaceTime.
We're going to cut this episode short, and this is called being a mom.
Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Hi, I'm right here. What happened? What's wrong? Tell me what's wrong. You want me to come home? Yeah? You want me to come home? You want to go to the doctor again? Why?
Maybe he wants to be a doctor.
But you're not sick anymore. Why do you want to go to the doctor? Is it because you want to watch the iPad? Yeah, you want to watch the iPad at the doctor?
That boy is a trickster.
Well, maybe we can see if Nicole can. Is Nicole there?
Yes.
Nicole, I have a question. Were you ever able to get the guy to fix the iPad? Okay, Ford, Nicole's going to see if we can fix the iPad for today. And if we can fix the iPad, then maybe you could watch the iPad at home for 1 hour. How do you feel about that? Mommy's going to come home and we'll figure out a game plan, okay? Is this the iPad fixer guy? That's Nicole calling the iPad fixer.
It is? Oh my gosh, iPad fixer guy. I have Ford here and he's wondering if you could maybe help me fix his iPad. All right, great. So, what do you think I should do? Are there some buttons that I should push?
She called her fiance. I'm screaming.
To push.
I would say 2463.
Oh, 2463. Okay, let me try the passcode first.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Called her fiance
Nicole called her fiance
to act like the iPad fixer guy, and they're on the phone telling Ford.
Is the iPad fixer guy gonna help? Oh my goodness. Is the iPad working? All right, bud. That's great. Okay, Bubba, I'll be right there. Love you. I'll be right there. Well, I just want to quickly say, there you go. There you have it. I am not able to be 100% right now because I have to go be 100% of a mom. But just to be clear, I'm still being only like 75% of a mom because I'm here and not there when he wanted me and he threw up in wanting me. And yet I'm not gonna be able to finish this, and I'm just gonna have to like be okay with that.
Yep.
And that is exactly what being a working mom looks like. You do what you can. You claw your way through every day. And you get to the other side and you wake up, and at some point your kid is 18 and they go off to school, and now you're looking around and you're like, wow, I did that. So I'm just hoping for that day. And until that time, I'm going to enjoy every moment. And the fact that my baby wants me is a beautiful thing. And there are plenty of days where I come home and he goes, where's daddy? Okay. So it's all in its proper timing. And I'm sorry that I have to go and I have to leave you in this
I think it was a great episode.
This is hopefully just an example of how this happens.
We're
and how
glowing through.
I'm
fucking
glowing
everything.
through every difficulty as best I can. And sometimes it's not a glow. Sometimes it's just a fucking dull shine.
Just a little dirt specks.
It's a little bit of a dirt speckled. You got to wipe that lens.
very
It looks
greasy
very
lens.
greasy and disgusting.
Greasy
but
lens.
we figure it out. And so, yeah, thanks for the grace. I'm going to give myself something to get the fuck out of
Just
here.
go. Thanks, guys.
We
See
got
you
my
next
mother
time.
making me feel like that's the whole team trying to figure it out. Anyway, sometimes you still need to go be a mom.
Call the iPad guy.
Do what you gotta do. You gotta call the iPad guy. All right, I love you all. Thank you, and good night.